Hello everyone, my name is Grace and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Hulu original series, Utopia Falls. This week's special guest is another one of my good friends, Grace.
Hey, I'm Grace. I'm a film major. I like to watch quite a bit of TV, and here are some of my thoughts on Utopia Falls.
Yes, we have the same name and we kind of look very similar, but don't get us mixed up. Disclaimer, as always, this video will be completely spoiler-free. The show is very good with lots of talented dancers and musicians that you definitely need to watch and just see for yourself. Utopia Falls is a show about a group of teens who are oh my god, I knew I was gonna mess this part up, wait. Utopia Falls is a show about a group of teens who are picked out to compete in a prestigious exemplar performing arts competition. And they stumble upon a hidden archive of cultural relics. So then they start to question every single thing that they've ever been taught. And there's a lot that happens there. It's like a dystopian America's Got Talent mixed with Hunger Games, minus all that killing. It's actually a Canadian-based show, so Canada's Got Talent.
I like to call this America's Got Talent Hunger Games edition, which I think gives you quite a bit of information about what it is from the start. My favorite thing about Utopia Falls is the connection it draws between culture and art and expression. It's set in a utopian society where individuality no longer exists, and it's supposed to be more peaceful, but you learn that there's actually still quite a bit of inequality. They just don't have the mediums to express those feelings like music or organized protest. It's a really interesting take and honestly worth a watch just for that alone.
Some things that I really enjoyed about the show is that it has a lot of diversity and representation. There's also lots of music and dancing as well, which was very entertaining to watch because the actors in the show are actual professional dancers and singers. Like Devin Nakota, she plays Sage. She's a very good dancer. She was on Backstage.
I also love the Brooklyn and Sage relationship. It's pretty rare to have a queer couple that doesn't struggle with homophobia as their main obstacle, but because they're living in this utopian society, homophobia no longer exists, so they don't have to deal with that, which is very refreshing.
As Grace talked about the relationship between Brooklyn and Sage, I also really love them and their storyline. Come on, who doesn't love a good enemies to lovers story? This cast is amazing and super friendly. They always reply and like my tweets on Twitter. And I'm even mutuals with the Utopia Falls official account, which is really cool. The other day I tweeted about how I missed this show because it's been a year since it came out, and I was I miss Brooklyn and Sage, and Umberly and Devin both replied to it and tweeted at it and liked it and stuff like that.
Now this show is not without its flaws. It's got some pretty painful dialogue at moments and some really overused character cliches. It's not the first to attempt a teenage rebellion plot, and it shows.
I do have to agree with what Grace says. There are some cringy force lines in it, but you kind of get used to it the more you watch throughout the season.
As a person who loves music, someone who's queer, and just a lover of stories in general, this was a really interesting combination of all three of those elements. I'd also say that the music choices are a bit questionable at times, although that's more of a personal opinion. I just found it a bit jarring, and I was taken out of a scene when I realized that what I was listening to was an orchestra arrangement of Shawn Mendes's There's Nothing Holding Me Back.
I would give the show an 8 out of 10. It has a good plot with a diverse cast and LGBT representation, which are all of my favorite things when I'm looking into a TV show. It has a familiar story, but the show has its own spin to it, which I really enjoyed. It's a sci-fi meets hip-hop. I don't know, what else could you ask for? Also, there's lots of twists and unexpected turns which happen. It just makes everything just so much more interesting.
Overall, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's definitely not the most masterfully created show, and it falls back on a lot of overused cliches, but it's really interesting, and it does bring something new to a conversation that I would say is worth the watch.
Ends off with a major cliffhanger, and I'm literally dying to know what happens. So Hulu, please give me a season 2. We need it. We really need it. The show is so underrated. We just like, I need more people to watch it so that Hulu is like, oh, let's give them a season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out Utopia Falls on Hulu, as well as my previous videos. Like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. That's all I got for you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. That was nice.